What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Let's see. Nothing yet. So I guess you gotta write something and then I can get you in here. Bow. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Waiting on my guests to get on the show. Well, my co-host, sorry, excuse me.
Yo.
Hey, there you go. All right. So I think we can start.
Live.
We live. Before we even start the show, if you want, share this, if you can. If you can, tag them in the comments, share it. But I'm gonna start this thing off, all right? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Nate. Got my co-host with me, Dhaze.
What's going on, people?
This is GW Anxiety Talks, episode 4. Long overdue. Good to have you on the show, D.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate to be here.
For everybody tuning in now, for everybody tuning in later, check out the new merch. We got Anxiety Talk merch going. You know what I mean? So cop the merch, DM us, get you some merch, get you some flavor. So we got a few things to discuss about, man. I had a few people ask, what is a mental health podcast? A mental health podcast is a non-political podcast to bring people together to help bring light, reality, and importance of mental health awareness by sharing each other's stories, having a few laughs, connecting, always staying positive, bettering ourselves and each other, living life to the fullest, where everyday people with everyday lives can relate. So that's what that's basically about. I created this platform for people like you and I to come together to help each other cope or get through what we're dealing with.
Right.
So you see how mental health is really effective this time around. It's like everybody's being affected by it.
Yeah.
Like more than ever. Like these past 2-3 years, I would say. And suicide's been up everywhere because of lack of people just being able to communicate how they truly feel. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or even just be able to talk and express themselves or just vent. So I feel like that's always important. What's your take on that?
I feel the same way. It's like it's a silent disease that is almost feels like it's unknown because it's not spoken about enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, it's kind of hard because people got to understand you got to actually come out your shell in order to receive the help. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
I'm just
Absolutely.
I'm glad you put me into this platform because it's people need safe haven places where they could express themselves.
Man, we glad to have you on this platform, brother. This platform is not an I thing, it's a we thing. It's all of our platform, man. I'm just creating the voice of it, man, because like I said in, I don't know, episode 1 or 2, maybe even 3, um, I had a death in my family, which made it more painful to deal with because it happened here. So it was like dealing with that, man, that raised a lot of emotions, things I ain't really know how to deal with. And mentally, I wasn't even right. I was trying to figure every way around it rather than figure it. You know what I mean? So it was like,
Yeah.
those type of situations can be critical if you don't have the right people around you to talk with you or the right help. You know what I mean? I always suggest to anybody, man, if you're dealing with anxiety or any type of mental health issues, seek help. You know what I mean? Um, I would go to the nearest friend, nearest family member, nearest clinic, hospital. Just seek help. Help isn't a bad thing; it's a great thing. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
myself, I see one-on-one counselors once a week, so it's not that bad. But moving along, what can podcasts teach us about depression and anxiety? Well, these podcasts offer listeners a safe space to learn about anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges. They also deconstruct stereotypes, stigmas, um, gifting listeners practical tips for finding balance and healing. So, these are very helpful. There's people that can't make it to certain spaces. This right here, beautiful
Right.
platform. They are wherever they are, they can tune in. So if you
Right.
are vibing out, you are watching, if you are with us live, we appreciate you. If you're with us later on, we appreciate you. Share the live, share it to anyone you think that needs a little uplifting. Want to let them know, you know what I mean? You are love. We care. You know what I'm saying? We are
Right.
community. So we love you. We care. Arms open, non-judgmental platform. Feel free to DM us. Or you can practically just hit the comments below and then we'll get back to you on the comments and then we could go from there. Get on the show, tell us your story. Um, let's build together. Let's build more ways to create. So
Right.
moving along, we got 10 practical ways to look after your mental health. One is to talk about your feelings, which I feel a lot of people don't do. We need to. Two is eat well. Three is keep in touch. Four is take a break. Five is accept who you are. Six is keep active. Seven is drink sensibly. Eight is ask for help. Nine, do the things you're good at. 10, um, care for others. Um, Eating well is definitely a part of it, man. There's certain things that can trigger your anxiety nowadays. I'm learning, which is weird. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And keeping in touch with people. We always have our support groups behind the scenes, so that's always
Hmm.
an organic thing for us to do. Is plus you made that a space to where it's just as big as the platform. It's because it keeps everybody sane. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. You gotta regroup every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Again, you gotta have a release point.
Right.
Everybody walk around with a bunch of all bottled up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's good to keep good energy and good people around. For these simple reasons, because these are the only ones that's gonna understand.
Absolutely. What do you feel about number four says take a break? And I pondered on that one for a minute, man. I'm like, take a break, man, from everything. I mean, everything important, distracting, negative, non-negative, everything, man. Sometimes you gotta like take a great pause in life
Yeah.
and just rejuvenate mentally just to come back to whatever it is you normally would deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
Super important.
if you think about it, we so trained for everyday life. Especially if you got a job and you're feeding your family. It's just every day is the same survival. So sometimes it's vacation,
Right,
getaway. Sometimes just to ease the mind. But
right,
those things
right.
is needed. It's needed. It's always needed.
I feel like number one is the most hardest thing for a lot of people. Number one is talk about your feelings. And it's like, yo, that's simple, but it's not to certain people. It's like, oh, I don't want to be on the front street with that. I don't want them. So it's
Yeah,
like, that's why this platform, people, is non-judgmental. I repeat, it is non-judgmental. We care for you. We arms open to you. Um, the GW's Garcia's Way is an anxiety talks. Talk about it. You know what I mean? Express yourself. Let it be known. You know what I mean? And don't hold back on what it is that you truly feel when you're going through the emotions, because
right.
you don't want to harbor mixed feelings. I done been through every part of, around anxiety to where I'm like, I'm not trying to harbor no negative thoughts or feelings. I'd rather be at peace and release what I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you, but it's a process. People just gotta learn to be gentle and be patient with themselves. Like, what I mean? You can't
Absolutely.
solve nothing overnight, so you gotta at least
Absolutely.
give yourself that respect and time to see things clear, because that's the only way. But everybody have their own way of doing things, which is why this
Absolutely.
platform is great, because you get people to listen to a bunch of ways that other people deal with it and cope, and things that they do. So
Absolutely. Going back to number 10, care for others. I feel like this platform speaks self-explanatory. It's about caring for others, but we need more of that in today's day. You know what I mean? Like today's era, because everybody's for self or one upping, and it's like that's not what this is about. This is about helping. You know what I mean? So it's caring and uplifting and just being positive all around. You know what I mean? Creating that
yeah,
vibe to where people will want to be around. You know?
that's a fact. That's true, because again, it comes back to coming like a full circle thing you look at, because you got to care for somebody for them to even want to understand or even listen to you. So it's still a full circle thing. Like, you give respect, you get respect. You
Mm-hmm.
want a shoulder to lean on, you got to give a shoulder. Like, you got to sacrifice something, in order to receive. You know what I'm saying? You just
Right.
can't expect, your hurtful days to just be solved, by a blessing, or,
Right. Right.
goes back to that self with the footwork, the energy you give out.
I'll tap on number 5 before we move on, and that's accept who you are, man. Accept who you are. I came to terms with that, dealing with a lot of things. I caught myself trying to change who I am to fit in, and I'm like, one day I woke up, I'm like, yo, I'm no longer doing that because this isn't me. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
individuals are gonna feel, they're gonna say, they're gonna do whatever anyway. So it's like I'd rather be the truest me than before I fake who I am. You know what I mean? So it's like, with that being said, accept who you are. You know what I mean? If you know you don't tolerate certain things and you don't move a certain way or you don't feel a certain way, don't. It's that
right,
easy. You know what I mean? You are only subjected to feel how you feel for you. You're not supposed to feel how you feel for others. Your feelings is based on your perception of what you feel deep down inside, not like, okay, I feel like this because he feels this way. Nah, you gotta feel like that because you feel like that. And whatever you don't agree with, you can disagree. That's why we have a right to have our own opinion. You can agree to disagree, you can agree to agree, however it may work for you. But
right,
just accept who you are. Don't allow nothing to change who you are. Don't allow nobody's um you ever hear them people go, well, you can't do this because I tried it and it didn't work.
right, right, right,
It's like, no, you couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I heard one of the big guys, Jay, say that on the show before. You know what I mean? You couldn't do that. So maybe it didn't work for you, but what worked for me will work for me. You know what I mean? What
right.
will be, and what ain't won't be. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because
So,
I just sat here and thought about, as you were talking, it just came to my head. It was AA, right? You
hmm
got acceptance and accountability. Accountability.
hmm
You have to be accountable for the wrong things that you do in order to fully accept the blessings. Because the accountability part is the first step of saying, all right, I was wrong, or you know, I've been doing, whatever but that's the first step, and that's crazy that I thought about that just now. Accountability and acceptance. AA. That's dope.
This whole accountability, people. Come on. Um, you know, part and self. I didn't put the D&D on mine. I need to. But moving along, how can you build mental strength and peak performance? Well, this says here the 4 C's of mental toughness. Number 1, control. This is the extent to which you feel you're in control of your life, including emotions, sense of life purpose. Number 2 is commitment. This is the extent of your personal focus and
No technical difficulties. You back?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear
All
you.
right, cool. Sorry about that. I don't know how to get that on the D&D because somebody is
It's all good. As long as we ain't lose connection.
got you. Um, so what was I? Number 3, challenge. Oh, number 2
I
was
can.
commitment. This is the extent of your personal focus and reliability. Number 3, challenge is the extent to which you are driven and adaptable. And number 4, confidence. Those are the 4 C's: control, commitment, challenge, and confidence. I've been learning a lot of number 1. This is the extent to which you feel you're in control of your life, including emotions, sense of life, purpose. So it's like lately I've been trying to figure a way of like how can I get the people in or how could I get this to be so impactful? And it's like at that moment I was like finding my purpose. So it was like, okay, I know what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
As opposed to saying, okay, I want to try this and try that, and whichever one works, I'm gonna. So nah, for me it was like, nah, finding a purpose was more important than just dipping dabbing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So finding the true purpose of what you want to do with yourself, man, or a sense of life purpose. You got a sense of life purpose. That's dope. Um, I commend everybody do something that's beneficial to them rather than just jump out the window trying something you have no knowledge of.
Right.
So if that makes sense. But one thing I wanted to touch on today that I've spoken to people of and I'm hearing a whole lot is people find it difficult to deal with people having anxiety because they don't have it. So they don't know how to tolerate or deal with people. What are your thoughts on like people like trying to deal with people, having anxiety?
Say that last part again. I'm sorry.
So I was saying, like, I've came across people that didn't know how to deal with people who have anxiety.
Okay. Okay.
So how would you explain like, or what kind of advice would you give to someone that's dealing with like who has no anxiety at all, but dealing with somebody who has it? Because that I know that can be a challenge in itself.
Right. 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 That's a good question. I just think, because again, when a person is grieving, sometimes they can be, reaching out to people who didn't necessarily experience exactly what the person is grieving over. So you can be there for support, but it's kind of hard to fully understand the pain. I think that's the barrier right there.
Hmm.
A person, first thing, a person says when agree to them is, I understand, I feel you. And sometimes it's because that's not true. You may understand, but you can't feel me. Experience is the best teacher. So I think that's the barrier right there.
People
And
are
a
a
person
little
not really
harsh.
understanding, it can feel like a person is pushing you away. But
People are a little harsh, you know. I mean, certain individuals can be harsh. I had came across someone, and I'm like, yo, you know, when you're dealing with anxiety, and we deep in the convo, is like, anxiety, what is that? I don't have that. You know what I mean? That isn't real. And I'm like, anxiety's real, people.
right,
It's a real thing. Trust me, it's real. Um, but here, tips for living with someone with anxiety. Pursue some anxiety busting pastimes with them. So pursue some anxiety busting pastimes with them. I'm assuming that means, you know, vibe with the person and create little things or something for distraction. But there are particular practices that can work well for treating anxiety. Furthermore, they can be quite simply fun activities. Even if you take lead creating things to confuse the moment, reassure them about their anxious thoughts, be the calm one in the other person's storm. Something you just said. So I think that pertains to that.
right. You don't want to seem like the aggressor or you being aggressive, you know.
Right. Be a listening ear. Let them process their feelings with you without judgment and without immediately jumping in to fix everything. That's one thing we got to learn too as a whole, is that
Right.
when we're going through anxiety, man, allow somebody to vent. Don't just chime in with your advice thinking that that's going to change the situation right then and there.
Or,
Sometimes they don't even want the input. They just want to vent. Like, let them
right,
vent.
right, right.
Another one is to affirm their feelings. Ask them what they're learning through anxiety. Remember, people are people to love, not projects to fix. I like that. Remember, people are people to love, not projects to fix. Pray for them and pray with them. You know what I mean? I
Right.
think that's very helpful. We, you know, behind the scenes, man, we do a lot of that. Determine if help and intervention is needed. There's nothing wrong with help and intervention, people. That's what this podcast is simply about too. So we're having one right now. You know, um, we've done shows where we had other guests on, and they will explain their pain and what's going on, and you know, it was relieving to them. And behind the scenes, it's like, yo, this helped me cope and get through situations. So I felt like, you know, intervention and letting people vent, man, is a big part of the process. A lot of people with anxiety suffer because we have nobody to talk to.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ever sat in a room with just feelings bottled up and you have nobody to talk to? Nine times out of 10, those people wind up doing something harmful to themselves or harming somebody innocent. And we're trying to prevent that, man. And there's no need for that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Simple words like I care, you know what I mean? And I want to listen, you know what I'm saying? And I'll give you a hug. What's up? You know what I mean? Let's do, you know what I mean? Those things really matter, man. We're across the world. We're at the age right now where people are spread out. We're across the world with it. And you know, sometimes we may not be able to be with that person physically, but you know, we can reach out and FaceTime with everything that social media has done for today's era now, and the internet's
Right.
concerned. Is like so many outlets to be able to connect with individuals to keep from doing bodily harm to yourself or keep from doing harm to someone else. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not too sure about this one, but I will speak on it. This here says, how do you defeat anxiety?
Hmm.
Before I read 1 through 5, I would just tell you this. I don't have a solution to beating anxiety. I don't have a cure for that. No one does. But what I can
Yeah.
say is, if you're passionate about certain things that you do in life and you're energetic about it, you can pass the time through anxiety. You can get through anxiety. You can weather the
Right.
storm.
I don't think
You,
it can be beaten.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that lives with you. Like I had it since birth. So it's like, and I didn't know
Right.
I had it till I was older. So, you know, when you find that out, you, I tried to be in denial about it, and you know, whatever, it's nothing, it's not serious until it became super serious. It was affecting
Right.
everything I did. So it's like learning about it helps. Um, Creating activities to go around it. Working out is a plus. I'll get into that more because I also have some other tips for that. But
Reading,
you know what I mean? So um
stimulate the brain.
any tips you got, any advice you got for when you be catching anxiety, like things you think deal with? Like how do you go about getting through the storm when you actually going through it?
Well, it depends. Sometimes it's different kind of attacks. You know what I'm saying? I guess they just come, I guess, according to situation, reality, where you at. But one of the
Because you
first things I do is I just try to just think about people I love. I think about my daughter. I just start breathing, breathing at the
deep
same
breaths,
time.
right?
You know what I'm saying? Think about positive things. Because the purpose, I think the purpose of actually breathing is just so you get more oxygen to your brain,
Mm-hmm.
and it's calming your heart rate.
Right.
And at the same time, you're trying to get your mind off of the anxiety, what actually pinpointing it and what actually flaring it. So a lot of times it could be the environment of where you at. Depends on what type of attack can come on. But I just usually just something you said earlier. If I can't get nobody on the phone, then I'll just take some time to myself. If I'm around a crowd of people, I just move to the side, give myself some time, and just
Right.
until it just calms down, and then I'm able to come back and be regular again. But a lot of, like, some of my family, they know, like, is because a lot of times you don't look for that. People don't look for that. You ain't going outside, or you ain't going to a party or a family function. You ain't looking for people to have attacks. Like, you know what I mean? There are signs, but again, it's something we don't pay attention to, so it's not really
There's something
noticeable.
I wanted to touch on that. Me and you had a convo about behind the scenes. Also with anxiety, man, like when it hits me, you should know. You my go-to guy. I call you behind the scenes, like a doctor, like you, and we go from there. But like you said, when we can't get those on the phone, man, um, I'll blend a little healthy shake or I'll work out. Working out, trust and believe me, people, working out will get you through anxiety. If you got injuries like I do, then be careful how you do things. But
Right.
anxiety, working out to me helps anxiety like almost immediately. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But definitely, man, depending on how bad your anxiety is, go get help. Go to your nearest clinic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shout out to
Diving.
Mikey Bags in the building, Uncle Bags in the building. Shout him out,
Right.
man.
Shout out to
Um,
phone, man.
he says, don't act off of feelings. Be more logical. It helps a lot. Trust me, my anxiety be on 100. Respect. See, that's another way of dealing with it. This is what this platform is about. People coming together to say how we're being affected by it.
Hmm.
This is my way of dealing with it. You have a way you deal with it. He
Right.
has a way he deal with it. That's three different ways now a newcomer watching this can take away from the show and go home and try on their own.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
And at the same
well
time,
said, Bags. Well said, brother.
anxiety is kind of anxiety and fear is kind of attached to each other. I feel, because it's kind of fear based. You get what I'm
Right.
trying to say, and attached also with trauma, but it's a fear in that. It's something you're scared of, whether it's experience. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So at
the
the
it's the
same
fear of the
time,
unknown. The fear of the unknown.
right, right. You know what
You
I'm
know?
saying? But
There's
it's
people with light anxiety. There's the difference between heavy and light too, man. I'm not how you say qualified to, I want to say not qualified to speak on
hmm
the light and the dark like as if I know it all, but what I can say is the light of it, it'd be like you ever had somebody go, yo, I got these bills overwhelmed and this, that, and the other, and I got a few days to do this.
right,
So now they just, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? That's light, right? And then you got people
right.
thinking somebody wants to do bodily harm to them.
Hmm.
And then they have mixed feelings about doing something with certain individuals, and they just, oh, I don't know what to do. Like I don't even know these people
Right.
that's up in this place. You know what I'm saying? I don't know these
Right.
people. I don't know what's gonna transpire at this moment. Like, things could go south. You know what I mean? I came because I knew one individual. So
Right.
things like that. You know what I'm saying? And it,
And
it does differ.
I actually found that, like, again, we got to live with this. This ain't, like I said, I don't think it can be defeated because it's a part of your senses. It's a
Right.
part of your reality. So I use it. I use an advantage of it. I try to use an advantage from it because I don't always make it seem as a bad thing. You know, some attacks have gotten me out of situations to where I was in places where something was about to happen, and my anxiety got me out of there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a part of my sense now. It's a part of my everyday life. You
Yo,
know,
anxiety can
so
save your life, just like you said, man. Believe it or
exactly,
not.
it's a sense. So you got to
Yeah,
find ways to use it to your own advantage. You know what I'm saying? It's not always bad, but you got to
absolutely.
pay attention to it. You know, don't ignore it because that's how the depression and all of that set in when you ignoring it.
I got one here that says, acknowledge your anxiety. When you hide your anxious feelings for months or years, you perpetuate your anxiety by assuming it's your fault. I'm gonna let that marinate to see what the viewers, and if you are chiming in now, I salute, much love. If you're chiming in later on, if you're watching this later on and we're off air, salute, man. Feel free to leave the comments below. We'll get to them. Number two, learn strategies to immediately deal with symptoms. Educate yourself by learning strategies to immediately deal with the anxiety symptoms. Number three, use power language. Number four, tone your inner power daily. And number five is set small, achievable goals. That I believe is big for me, man. I got a blackboard now, right? I used to complain that I couldn't write certain things on the board and get them done, but I'm learning that my way of life now revolves around this blackboard. So I would
Mm-hmm.
literally put up a to-do list and
Right.
jot them off every day. If I'm working on music, clothing, the cast, I'm jotting things off that need to get done. So my mind is like, this has to be done. So I think that's important to create a schedule for yourself. And even if you have zero things to do, there's always something to do. You can, okay, I got to clean this up today and then rearrange
Yeah.
this, organize that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Keeping the
um,
mind busy.
exactly. He says, anxiety, PTSD, staying busy, and focus help. Hell yeah, it does. It does. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out the Bags, man. Bags, long time family right
Oh
there.
yeah. Real OG. Shout out to Bags, man.
Shout out the Bags, man. Yeah, man, this is this platform is non-judgmental, people. Non-judgmental. I'm not here to bash anyone. I'm not here. This platform doesn't bash anyone. This platform is not to be better than anyone. This platform is created to be a group where individuals can come together and discuss their true inner feelings when dealing with anxiety. We cover anxiety, PTSD, depression, ADHD, and we have topics and shows that will be for each and every one of those, you
Right.
know?
Right.
But you know, at the end of the day, man, it's nothing but love. It's nothing but love. Um, I would like for people to come to us more so we can create this community to grow even bigger. You know what I mean? I did that with a few shows. A few people will hit me on the sideline. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? This is a
Mm-hmm.
non-judgmental. Ain't nobody here to judge you. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
if you still need that one-on-one convo, that's always still an option. But I'm telling you, people, this is a serious thing, man. Anxiety had me at one point where I really started losing it. You know what I mean? Like I really wasn't sure about a lot of things that I was feeling, and when I went and got help and still getting help, I feel more better as a human being. I feel more confident now when I do things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Getting the help, talking to people, speaking up about it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, anxiety is mental health is a serious thing, man. People are dying left and right, and lack of communication or understanding is the problem. Is like
Yeah.
we'll jump over it, skip over it, make excuses, whatever it takes to not deal with it is what we'll choose to do. Now I'm like, nah, I'm choosing to, we got to go through this first. Sometimes my anxiety works against me and it works with me. It works against me at times when I'm prepping for something, and it's like, wow, man, oh man, these people are, and I'm just fearing the unknown. But then a part
Right.
of me is like, yo, listen, let that go, man. You know what your goal is, so focus on the goal. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, a couple of deep breaths. You know what I mean? And the 3-3-3 rule, right? Say you look at three things in the room, right? And you pick which stands out to you the most. You listen to all the sounds and you pick that one sound that you hear the most. You feel, and by then you already distracting the mental on what's
Mm-hmm.
going on around you. So but here it goes. What are the best techniques to reduce anxiety? Um, you guys feel free to chime in and tell us what do you Bags? I'm gonna ask you a question since you on live with us, man. You on air
Not to
with us,
cut
man.
you
What do
off,
you?
bro. I'm sorry.
No,
I
you good.
think cantaloupe and mango. I think those is good for anxiety also.
Mm. See, I didn't see that coming. That's a dope look right there. I wanted to ask Bags, man, what was his techniques to reduce anxiety? Like he says, I guess one part that he did leave us with is staying busy and he focused up. That's what helped him. But here it says identify what's driving you, and the first and the most important step is to reflect on what underlies your desire to prove yourself. Number two is self-management. Don't forget about self-management. Articulate and share your personal preferences. Apply your energy strategically, create and follow through on new habits. I think that's a dope um, way to put it. But please, people, if you are out there, out and about, and you deal with anxiety, let us know. How do you deal with it? What are your techniques to reduce anxiety? How do you go about doing it? Give us a few steps on what do you do to do that. Um, Also, man, just chime in, get on the show with us. Let's talk about it. Let's bring it forth to light. Um, I think that I'm not gonna I don't want to make this a serious thing all the time where it's like people feel put on the spot. I
Yeah.
want to make it enjoyable for them to know, like, yo, this is a place of peace too. You know what I'm saying? Come have a laugh, man. Sometimes laugh is good. We can laugh about anything. Um, Man, I catch anxiety throughout anything, for any reason, for some reason. But I get through it, and sometimes it'd be nothing. I'll be laughing like, man, I do a live stream. It may not go well, and I go, oh God, like as far as like a trucking thing or something, and I go, oh, it may not go well, and I wonder what somebody else is gonna think or see or say or whatever. And it's like I gotta eliminate that. I think
Right.
too, anxiety definitely gets created when you place someone else's beliefs on you. If
So
that makes sense, when somebody else tries to place their beliefs on you. So it's like that can
um,
create a little bit of anxiousness.
I'm sorry. I tried to share it again. I went off screen for a
Oh, you
minute.
good, you good, you good. But I was speaking more of what are your thoughts of that people who tried to place their beliefs on you and it's like, okay, we all have a opinion, right? And what you
Mm-hmm.
feel may be what you feel, but what I feel isn't equal to what you feel. I feel something
Right.
different. So I'm saying it's okay to have a difference of an opinion. I think we said that earlier, but
Right.
anxiety definitely gets created when people try to place their beliefs on you.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you got to come into a conversation willing to, agree to disagree and not always seem like you're only your side is right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You
I
can't
believe
always want to seem like you the right one in a conversation.
I got 10 things here to that you can do for your mental health. I apply them. So there you go. One is treat yourself with kindness and respect and avoid self-criticism. Make time for your hobbies and favorite projects or broaden your horizons. Do a daily crossword puzzle, plant a garden, take dance lessons, learn to play instruments, become fluent in another language. So that's value yourself, right? Number
Right.
2 is take care of your body, something you just stated. So taking care of your body, taking care of yourself physically can improve your mental health. Be sure to eat nutritious meals, avoid smoking and vaping, drink plenty of water, exercise, which helps decrease depression and anxiety and improve moods. Get enough sleep. Researchers believe the lack of sleep contributes to a higher rate of depression, especially in college students too. So
Hmm.
those of you youngins out there not getting enough sleep, you got to get some of that sleep, you know. Number 3, surround yourself with good people. People with strong family or social connections are generally healthier than those who lack a support network. Make plans with supportive family members and friends, or seek out activities where you can meet new people, such as a club, a class, or a support group. Didn't we do that? Create a
Right.
support group. So definitely, I think surround yourself with good people. And I'm a firm believer of that, man. I started cutting people out I don't really need in my life, and the people I'm dealing with now, I don't have anxieties dealing with them. I don't feel anything negative towards these individuals. I'm
Hmm.
more of excited, energetic when I speak to these people. Like, yo, what we gonna do? You know how we talk, man. When I see, man, what's the next thing? Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna plan this. Let's do this. So yeah, support
Right.
group, ladies and gentlemen, is definitely helpful. Get you a support group. Start a support group. Become a support group. Create one. Number 4 is give yourself. Volunteer your time and energy to help someone else. You feel good about and doing good, doing something tangible to help someone in need. And it's a great way to meet new people, see fun and cheap things to do in Ann Arbor for ideas. Um, Number 5, learn how to deal with stress. Like it or not, stress is a part of life. Practice good coping skills. Try 1-minute stress strategies. Do Tai Chi, exercise, take a nature walk, play with your pet, try journal writing as a stress reducer. Also remember to smile and see the humor in life. Research shows that laughter can boost your immune system, ease pain, relax your body, and reduce stress.
Facts.
Number 6, quiet your mind. This is probably my hardest one, D, because it's something I can't do, but I'm gonna read this one and learn this one. Try meditating, mindfulness, or prayer. Relaxation exercises and prayer can improve your state of mind and outlook on life. In fact, research shows the meditation may help you feel calm and enhance the effects of therapy. To get connected, see spiritual resources on personal well being, basically for self. Number 7, set realistic goals. Decide what you want to achieve academically, professionally, personally, and write down the steps you need to realize your goals. Aim high, be realistic, don't overschedule. You'll enjoy a tremendous sense of accomplishment and self-worth as you progress towards your goal. Um, Number 8, break up the monotony, if I said that word right. Although our routines make us more efficient to enhance our feelings of security and safety, a little change of pace can perk up a tedious schedule. After your jogging route, plan a road trip, take a walk in a different park, hang some new pictures, or try a new restaurant. I think basically it's like, yeah, man, just get out of character, man, do something different, explore. You ever did that? Just wanted to just, all right, I'm gonna spice it up, try something new, man. Go eat somewhere
Yeah.
different.
It's a fact. You
Um,
gotta,
Shout out to my cousin Jared.
right, like you said, do different things. You know what I did before? I didn't expect it to be that fun.
What's that?
I didn't actually play golf, but you know how you go to the little golf booths, and they give you the bowl of balls, and you just sit there and that was dope.
Oh, so you played?
That was dope.
You on your Tiger?
I mean,
But did it work?
anxiety talk shirt, man. I could wear this right on the course,
Hey,
right on the
please,
golf
people,
course.
get in tune with the Anxiety
You know what I'm
Talks,
saying?
man. DM me for merch. This is up there. Come get
Right,
that.
of course.
Get
Yeah.
Anxiety Talks. Join us, man.
Anxiety speak volumes, man. Don't
You
ignore
know,
it.
talk about it. I got two more here. But man, I'm really proud of you for doing that, man. I ain't gonna lie. You definitely opened up a door for me because I've been curious about the golfing, man. I'm like, yo, I want to try that. I ain't no Tiger or nothing. I just want to
Yo,
feel the feel.
it's up here. It ain't just it's a mind thing because you actually trying to hit the ball different, harder, softer to actually get to a small spot in the ground.
But
Right, you know what I'm saying?
I take it when you are playing, right? It takes your mind off of whatever you was thinking
Yeah.
before.
hmm
Okay, so that's another thing. Yeah, I would love to do that. We need things to confuse the mind at times, man. With deep anxiety, man, especially you see where I'm at. I'm across the world and we doing this like we in the neighborhood, but
Right.
I'm far from all of you guys to get to you to do things. So I really enjoy when we do link and do something different. It always confuses the moment of not being there physically. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can
Right.
enjoy doing this.
Right.
So
Right.
a lot of
Which
my
is why
relievers. Mm-hmm.
it's a great platform because you get people to chime in where they most comfortable. You ain't gotta show up to no office and sit face to face. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's a part of being comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Right, cuz he said it's like almost a form of meditation. No doubt. Number 9 is avoid alcohol and other drugs. Keep alcohol use to a minimum and avoid other drugs. Sometimes people use alcohol and other drugs to self-medicate, but in reality, alcohol and other drugs only aggravate problems more. So I'll leave that there. I just stated it because it's 1 of 10, but I'll leave that for the audience to
Right.
decide how to deal with that. Number 10, get help when you need it. I can't stress to you enough how much I tell you guys, get help. It's easy to go get help. It's easy as reaching out to a loved one, somebody you truly trust, from a best friend to a family member, to a clinic, to a doctor. Just reach out, get help. But it says seeking help is a sign of strength, not a weakness. And it's important to remember that treatment is effective. People will get an appropriate care, can recover from mental illness and addiction, and lead full, rewarding lives. People who get appropriate care can recover from mental illness and addiction and lead a full, rewarding lives. Leading full, rewarding lives for all. But yeah, people, that was 1 through 10, and I'm a firm believer getting help, man. When I started getting help, um, man, I was nervous. I was scared. I felt the whole judgment being just like the world's against me. But man, as you start going through the process, and people, it's a process. Go through the process. When you start going through the process of dealing with anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, or depression, um, never give up. Um, taking what you can learn from it. Don't beat yourself up. Don't do that. Don't down yourself. Don't allow other people's judgment to change how you looking at things. But also have a free mind, man, and dealing with a good support group can alter the way you see things. You know what I'm saying? Having that great support group, man, it's all about a system. It can start out with one guy in your group, you and him talking. 2 guys, 3, 4. Now you got a whole army of people you can talk to. It just starts. All it takes is one number, one person, just one being, just one. You
Right.
know, I think that's a great thing to do. Just starting out with one. Also, people, I don't know what the number was before, but you can go to mental help #1 online, and the suicide hotline has been changed. I don't know what it was before, but now it's 988. Again, that suicide hotline is now 988. You'll be connected to a trained counselor with the existing lifeline and network. So get you some help, people, please.
Tap in.
You know, it's always love. Quote of the day: worry about your character, not your reputation, because your character is who you are and your reputation is only what others think of you. So before we do get out of here, I want to shout out some sponsors here. I'm not sponsored, but I want to shout out these two. So the people that made this beautiful GW Anxiety's piece, you can go to www.pendify.com. Again, www.pendify.com. The code is GIFT gift 20 for 20% off. Also, I want to shout out bestpublicgift.com. The link is best.publicgift.com. They have stuff for raising awareness, mental health, breast cancer, autism, suicide prevention, save the bees, save the planet, eating disorder, addiction recovery. The promo code in capital letters are mental25. You'll get 25% off. So please, people, go to best.publicgift.com. The promo code is mental25, 25% off of everything they have in their selections. People, this is
before you wrap it up, I got a little statement.
Okay.
Not a statement, but you know, just
Let's go.
bring up something that I was speaking about earlier. AA, accountability before acceptance.
No doubt.
That goes along with the slogan for the day.
There you go. Yeah. I got the word, the quote of the day. You got the word of the day, man. That's what we do. It's my co-host Dhaze, man. People show him some love. You'll see him a lot more. We got a show the 28th with Few Bars Black, aka Rob Hamlet. He was on the show. He'll be doing a part 2 with us on dealing with anxiety. Can't wait to have him on the show. You know? So. But we got some more people to get on there. Actually, you're gonna come in as a guest rather than a co-host too. Right. So, but people, this is today's episode. Man, it's so much. If those of you who came in late, please run it back. Get all the info you need. Just want to let you know we love you. We appreciate you. This group is for all. Non-judgmental. Get in tune with us. And yeah, there you have it, people. So
one of many.
Yep, one of many to come. So that's it from your host, Nate, co-host D, signing out.